There's something extremely captivating to me about a post-apocalyptic world where humanity is at the end of its rope while being engulfed in such breathtaking beauty. The contrast between the dreamy vividness of the bright orange and pink colored sunsets above you while piles of body consumed by the ice beneath you, like moments of time captured in living photographs. There's something about snuggling underneath a pine tree next to a campfire you just crafted after you've gone too long without it, or cooking a warm can of beans inside an abandoned house, glowing with the orange light of a fire while there's a blizzard outside, or holding a stick over one with the meat of an animal you had to hunt to survive, with an unforgettable view that satisfies something deep in my caveman brain, with the mountainsides drenched in a divine coat of colors, while residential homes left to be reclaimed by nature. What happened to these locals when the outbreak happened? Did it happen fast? What role did the military have in this? Did people start evacuating immediately and leave everything behind? Did authorities convince the public that the outbreak was under control and that they could come back to their home eventually? How many of these innocent people were killed by the ones infected by the virus? How many of them reclaimed by nature itself? And how many of them were killed by fellow survivors? Fuck. 800? Oh. Oh! Shit! Oh! Where wildlife continues on like nothing ever happened. Cities that once had thriving communities, where children would fill the empty void of playful screams of laughter, now turn to soulless, empty ghost towns. Every single building here has its own unique environmental storytelling around it. This is a night and day difference from Chernarus, and adds so much immersiveness to the world. Piles upon piles of leftover firewood never to be burned, mountains of garbage and debris never to be cleaned, old furniture and abandoned vehicles never to be used again, broken down fences and empty doghouses. The only uncorrupt source of life left in this place is the amazing sound design, from the howling ambience of the wind gushing through the terrain like a giant river. To the powerful winds clashing against man-made structures. To the calmness of the snowflakes hitting the ground beneath you. From the ice splitting itself apart, to to the ambient soundtrack that glues it all together, giving you a deep feeling of loneliness, dreading the fact that nothing will be normal again, stuck in apocalyptic purgatory. A purgatory with so much visual variety. From the icy swamps to the steaming hot red and bright yellow hot springs, a geothermal plant, an exact replica of a real plant based in the Kamchatka Peninsula in eastern Russia. From the desolate countrysides to the barren urban jungles, from the mountaintop caves full of animal bones to the black beaches caused by eroded volcanic rocks and minerals, from what I like to call the majestic eye in the sky, always peeking over the mountaintops, piercing its gaze upon you, watching over its land and the inhabitants. One of my favorite updates that this DLC brought to the game was the higher render distance. You could be literally all the way across the map on the peninsula and you can still see the volcano across the map all the way in the spawn zone as clear as day. The still unsolved mysteries of Sakhal include a dead scientist found at the bottom of the volcano with a locked briefcase where the keys can be found in a nearby refugee camp. Where was he going? What was he trying to accomplish? Was he researching something about the outbreak? The volcano? Do they relate with one another? Why is he in possession of a glow plug required for accessing the military bunker on the peninsula? Is that just there for gameplay purposes? Or does it relate to something actually interesting? It's been a whole year since this map is released and we still have no explanation or no expansion upon this. Towards the southeastern part of the mainland, you'll find a cave tucked into the side of these rocky formations with an eerie ambient sound that has the only pool of water on the entire map that isn't frozen over. On the other side of the water, after swimming through, is another section of the cave littered with human bones scattered all around you. Strange vine-like structures engraved into the rocks. Paintings of an alien being and what seems to be some sort of sacrifice event possibly happening in the volcano. Unlike the scientist, I hope this actually remains a mystery. Some questions are just best left unanswered. We might never know why this frozen swamp is full of bodies, or what happened to the civilians, or why this old house has human remains buried underneath it. Using our own imagination on things like this is a part of the fun. What is DayZ really about? It's not about the quest lines. It's not about becoming the most geared person on the server or getting the most amount of kills. Those are fun things to do and definitely have a place in DayZ. But Sakhal specifically shines the brightest when you organically wander the landscape as if you were trying to survive the end of the world. I actually enjoy the map a lot more if I don't bother with the whole getting the briefcase keys, then getting the briefcase, and then getting the glow plug, and then finding gasoline, and finding a spark plug, and getting a boat, and going to the bunker. Throughout the many hours of playing Sakhal, I learned that this map is actually more fun when you build more of a hunter character rather than a typical soldier character. Almost a year ago, I made a video on this map, giving constructive feedback on the flow of the map. I felt like the map was designed backwards. My overall point of the video was I felt like the spawn zone should have maybe been the peninsula, and the late game area should have actually been more towards the volcano. The real point of that video was just to share ideas with fellow DayZ fans, and unfortunately, the point that I was trying to make with that video went over a few people's heads. Here's a couple examples. Video sucks. You said it, mate. 2 cents observation needed. You should develop your own game instead of bringing your 2 cents lame insights into a well-thought game that is still evolving. I hate to remind you, but this map is new. You youngsters need to learn patience. Give it time to grow. There's problems with all DayZ maps, and you can make this video about all of them. If you could say Namalsk just a few more dozen times, dude, play fucking Namalsk and leave this map. It's freaking amazing because it is not Namalsk. I don't know why some people act like, sharing ideas is some kind of like negative thing. There's basically 3 reasons I made this video. Number 1, I love DayZ. Number 2, I do like Sakhal. Number 3, I think map design is actually a fascinating subject. Even though I still think the map is really lacking in content and could really use a handful of significant content updates to really bring the map to its full potential, Sakhal is still a very high quality product made by people who care about their jobs. I'm excited to see what they have in store for the Badlands map releasing next year, and I hope they still continue to work on and update this hauntingly beautiful winter wasteland.